Okay. We are back. So once we get Justin Desai over here after he's done cleaning up and everything, we'll get him on an interview. Having again some more technical difficulties with our Black Magic presenter. I don't know what is going on with it right now. Uh, so once I get that fixed and everything, we'll be able to stream game two. But in the meantime, we'll get Justin Desai on camera so that way we can do a quick interview. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to talk today. So hit me up later. Okay, yeah, yeah. Still waiting on Justin Desai as well as waiting on our Black Magic device. Uh, so you know what? I'm going to put up the "We'll be back" sign right now, and then we'll be back hopefully with an interview from Justin. Okay, here we are with Justin Desai. Justin, you just got done with playing your first game. Congrats on the win. You're playing map today. How do you feel about that deck decision?
Um, it's kind of like chalk. People talk about chalk being like, you pick Duke or Kentucky in the NCAA tournament, and they can have bad games. It's certainly not airtight,
Mm-hmm.
but it feels like it gives you a lot of decisions. Um, and there's some rough matchups, but they're saying it's hard to hear. I will try to speak up a little bit, a little better. But yeah, I
Uh,
mean, no idea is a really close game, and it depends on like sequencing. I feel like so as the game progressed, I felt pretty good. Chalk Paul Myers.
Chalk Paul Myers. That mic should be working. It just worked for Tim.
Paul is saying he can hear fine,
Yeah,
so
Paul's saying he's going to hear fine, but I mean, I'm not
confirm
getting any
listeners to know that
audio
that's
from
fine.
it. Uh, things are all messed up right now.
It's all good.
Like it's been a rough morning. Okay. Yeah, there we go. We'll just use that for right now. So going into that game, no idea. Is that a good matchup for you? Is that a bad
I think
matchup?
it's pretty even. I do think that skill um, gets plays a big role in there. I think like if people just play their cards, his version was a little different. He had like entrenchment and all these troopers,
Mm-hmm.
and he went really hard to the beach. So I, I had the decision in the game was like, do I put U3PO to the site just to go there and drain for two? Um, and that paid off because that I did a lot of damage at his war room.
Mm-hmm. And you went down with Lieutenant Dolphine really early, just by himself. Please tell me you had some sort of
Yeah, I had
evasion or something?
barrier and I had gig. I wouldn't have went just him without a gig.
Okay.
Um, it was funny. Like Steve always, my teammate always, Steve Roney the goat always says like I always have the best luck. So like on my turn, the previous turn, so I wanted to save like a big stack,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, I'll draw one more from the top, and it was a
Okay.
gick. I was like, let's go, Stevie.
Yeah,
Um,
Steve's in the chat. Like he was cheering you on and
what's up, bro?
everything. So like,
Yeah, and I U3PI was an email that I sent after my deck list. I said add cut this card that would have done absolutely nothing
okay.
in this matchup for U3PO, which was like an all star. So like Steve says, um, just kind of had things in my favor. And then I don't know if you guys were commenting on the ship or not that I was playing.
We were so it was. We found it a little bit interesting, like the fact that you're playing the Invisible Hand over the Steadfast. I like it because being that you're playing Grievous, you're getting two
You're
Destiny right
getting
there.
two, and it's just like a bet. I mean, he had Lightmaker, which was really Lightmaker really fast. And I did kind of mess up with the detention. Maybe I should have played detention. I should have just saw that coming into the laser little transport. Um, but you end up just having like two big ships. Now, he had a lot of space. Like he had his space out early, and the fact that I had Invisible Hand just drawing like he had no way to limit destinies in space. He had no admirals or anything.
Yeah.
And I looked at my hand, and it was like, ways to draw 3. I put my troopers up there. That was probably bad because I sensed and I ended up like kind of wasting the troopers. So that was a misplay, a misstep on my part. I wanted to be able to forfeit something.
Okay.
But I probably would have been fine just like converging my space in that game because I never really kind of moved in front of like any weaker stuff. But I like that ship a lot. And like the Star Destroyer, the First Order Star Destroyer, it's good too. So like you just get a little extra buff having 4 ships instead of 3.
And then I noticed that I know you had PV in your hand, and you didn't play.
No, I never had PV.
No,
I thought so. I tanked a long time on one of my bow poles, whether to get Doffit or PV.
Okay.
And then the other one was like, but then he had Lightmaker, so it was like, what's PV gonna really do? So I just didn't really care about the PV, and it was a little weird. Like I have some pretty like bigger characters that I never really played until the very end. Like I played Mar. Like Mar never came out. I did the Aura thing.
Yeah.
But like all the games, like I wanted to get a like just a body out of my deck, but then I had the no escape to put with the oh, I know. I guess it wasn't a misstep. I did that because I wanted the PV plus 3 attrition. That's what I wanted to do.
Okay, that makes sense. So notice that you've been playing a lot on GEMP, getting ready for like you teamed up with Chris Kelly, you teamed up with Steve, obviously.
Yeah, I played with. I mean, MHT. Obviously, Steve's always like, last night I was texting with Steve. We're calling Steve, and he's just like, just do the normal stuff. Before a tournament, you're always like nervous about stuff, and he's just like, no, just like don't get like, calm heart, clear eyes, or whatever. Just like stay the course, play your normal stuff, and just like play the game. Like that was an example of a game of Star Wars where I don't necessarily think it was like the matchup. Like it wasn't a lopsided matchup. It was a game that I'd like to play those type of games. Like there was a lot of movement. Like my barriers were working. I don't think I ever actually played an Imperial Command, which is weird.
No. I want to say you played barrier like 3 times.
Yeah, I played a lot of barriers. I played 2 barriers 3 times. Kind of crazy. So, yeah, I mean, it's nice to play, but I think in terms of how much I've been playing, I haven't actually been playing that much. It might be very visible. It's like MHT versus All Stars or whatever online, or Paul Myers, or Steve hasn't.
Wait, you teamed up with Paul Myers?
There's rumors to that, but
I mean,
we don't know.
Does he have you on Marco Polo?
There's no way. No, I would never do Marco Polo. I mean, come on. That's a little different. I'm not on Team Marco Polo, but you can't tip all your cards.
That's fair. So, how are you feeling about your light side? What are you playing today?
So I'm playing Qui-Gon Communing.
Okay.
Got a bunch of mains. It's got a couple battlegrounds to split up and stuff, and kind of just it's another game. You kind of hope that you're playing like an honest game of Star Wars. You're not super robust in both theaters, but you got enough to do what you need to do. Big cards and kind of hope that things play out in the right manner.
Okay. Well, I mean, you made the first step. You got your first game in the bag and everything.
Yeah, it's nice to play a game. Like, oftentimes with good champ, and like you play in your hotel, and like everyone's layered out all of their like strategies, and you end up playing like strategies versus strategies instead of the actual game. So it was nice to just like play a game and see my strategy against a more traditional. I mean, Stubley played really well, but a more traditional like line of play of like stacking all these guys at the beach, and like the game sort of has these like pivot points. Like they go too late, you can go there. If they're too heavy, you're like, okay, cool. It's like, I mean, obviously that's just how the game's played. But it was nice to like play it, like play the chess game. Like I was saying beforehand, I think MHT or someone I was chatting to, maybe Greg. It's just nice to like, the chess is the fun part of the game. Like I don't want to be like, oh, this matchup versus this matchup. I'll do this and you'll do this, and then that's just the way the game goes. Like I'd rather have it be like we flew here to
To play.
to play, but also to like have the intellectual competition.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was a good game. It was a fun game.
Awesome.
Definitely played well. He's cool guy.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on and doing the interview. We'll have game 2 here in a little bit. I know we're in a little bit of a break right now, and we'll see everybody in a few minutes. Again, congrats on the game
to
and good
Joe
luck on the.
Olsen for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Joe Olsen made Hall of Fame earlier, so yeah, that was kind of cool. So, okay, thanks, man. Good luck on the rest of the ones. Okay, that was Justin Desai. We're going to take a little bit of a break here. We'll be back with game 2 of match 1 here soon. As soon as we are, we'll find out once the pairings are set and everything. We'll find out who we're going to have on the feature match, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Until then, stick around, and yeah, I'll see if I can get everything working again. Okay, everybody, welcome back. This is game two, match one, game two. This is going to be a good one. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited for this one. This is going to be the battle of Tom Hade versus Greg Shaw. Tom Hade, a former world champion. Greg has made the final table twice, so he's a two-time runner-up. I think this is going to be a really good match. Joining me in the booth right now is Mr. Jan Westergaard. Jan coming on yesterday and helping us out with commentary. Really was indispensable in that last match as the cute sideline girl.
Happy to provide whatever.
Hey, 1 second. You're
assistance
still
I can.
muted.
Appreciate the compliment.
Well, you are muted, sir. So give me 1 second.
Can you hear me now?
No, they can't. Oh, no, that's me. Okay. They should be able to hear you.
Oh yeah.
No. Okay, let me see the headset really quick because there's a. Oh, now they can hear you. Tim touched the button.
That button toucher.
I know, right? Like he screwed us up. So again, Mr. Jan Westergaard joining us. Again, this is going to be Tom Hade versus Greg Shaw. Both really good players, really skilled. Like we just saw that we saw one world champ on our last match. Now we're having another world champ as well as a two-time runner-up. Both players really skilled, really popular within the community. Tom playing essentially a home game as he owns a store here in Virginia.
Can we make that bigger? Or no?
Make what bigger?
Oops. The broadcast on our screen.
Make it a little bit bigger than
Yeah,
that.
whatever. It's all good. There you go.
Actually, you know what? You're closer. Could you go behind that backpack and grab like the the water ball and the orange juice? Thank you, sir. Okay. Looks like Tom is playing CC. It's going to be a CCT versus a Y4 Ops deck. We got CCT and Greg is starting 4 luck squadron assignments and Walkling. Tom is starting your normal CCT flip start of IG. It's a deck I've played so many times. It's the Bounty Hunter Pooler.
Which card are you talking about?
So it's the starting interrupt for CCT.
Oh, any methods necessary.
Huh?
Any methods necessary?
Yeah, any methods necessary.
I haven't seen 4 luck in a long time. That card's been
So good, and
I mean, it's very meta dependent, but I mean, I feel like this is definitely a matchup where it's going to be useful. They're going to that. Well, maybe not. I mean, if it's the Boba Fett version, he
yeah, I was gonna say I'm not. I don't know about starting.
So did we see what Greg picked up with his start? Which cards he took in hand?
With
Any methods necessary? Was it Boba Fett or IG-88? Did you get a ship? I didn't catch it.
No.
You had things over the screen.
Okay, I know Tim Simon, like I said, is going to be our sideline girl. But here we go. This is a matchup. Like I like this matchup. Tom has been a fan of Y4 Ops for a while now. I'll tell you what, Y4 Ops is a really fun and good deck. I'm not a fan of the 4 Lux start because your opponent is going to not really occupy a non-battleground.
Well, yeah, like I said, it depends on the deck, and that's why I was asking about the Bounty Hunter, because the Boba Fett tends to grab the captive and warp to the audience chamber pretty much turn 1 every time. So 4 luck's not going to do much there. But IG-88, on the other hand, likes to hide in the prison and sit there with the captive. So if IG88 was the guy that Greg took, 4 luck might get a lot more mileage here.
Not really, because like
But he can also just move him to the Charman Chamber as well if he doesn't want to give him that card advantage. You're right. So
yeah.
I mean, it's something he can play around.
CCC said, oh yeah, carbonate chamber testing. So active judging is not going on right now during the main event. It will occur during the top 8, though. The tournament committee is going to fix it up here soon. I think this is a matchup that can actually go either way. The reason I'm saying that is I actually like Tom starting the Strike Force, so that way you can have the extra grabber. Because CCT plays a lot of good interrupts. They play like Barrier. They play some of them may play Sense. You might see a Voyeur. Yeah. Like projectile telepathy is another one they play.
Yeah.
So stuff like that you're going to want to grab. So if you play the Strike Force, no, nothing really. Justin won the game. The only issue was with our end. We had a lot of technical difficulties at the start of it. Thankfully, both players were willing to pause their game in between the first turns.
Is that Radis coming out with the leadership?
That is interesting. This is not the normal CC or the normal Y4 that I've seen.
I mean, I haven't seen many Y4 ops. I don't know if there is a standard build.
There is.
Is there? Okay.
Oh, let me put it this way. There's an insanely good build. This guy played it last night.
Good for you.
And I beat that guy with it.
So you guys know I can't post for half an hour. I just follow the channel. It says you have to follow for 30 minutes. Chat. So.
Hit us up on Slack if we.
Okay.
There's a Slack channel.
The one that you and I and Show are in.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll post it there for 28 minutes or so.
What happened was that Justin Desai won.
Is that Camino comes out?
Okay, yeah, that's Camino. Heisenberg said that about the active judging, there was an announcement made that there is not going to be any active judging during the day 1, that we're going to wait until the top 8. And that after this event, we're going to work towards having volunteers become active judging, not to watch any game in specific. It's going to be for all the games, and that in the future, we're going to actually allow for streaming to be active judging as well. So those are the main bullet points that were missed, Steve. You're not Tim Simon. You're prettier than Tim Simon.
Oh, shucks. And meanwhile, with the game, I can't quite tell, but I think...
You have a Gump name, right?
No.
No?
No. I want to see what he's pulling. There we go. Okay, so Walkling put out Haven, and then is that
there is Wedge Antilles, Red Squadron 1.
There you go, Wedge and Red Squadron 1.
I don't like the pull of Haven. I like getting projective telepathy out, because now it's the drain of 2 at the audience chamber.
Projection, you mean?
Huh?
Projection?
Yeah, projecting as a Skywalker.
Yeah.
There's too many projections in this game.
I mean, Tom's always got some interesting builds going on, so if there is a standard build of Yavin 4 ops, I'd be willing to bet that this is not it. Given the pilot here.
Like, it's funny, I showed Tom...
Oh, look, he's got the projection in hand. Didn't
okay.
need to use it on Walkling, so there you go.
That's why you don't. No, I don't think that really mattered for Justin. I think he was going to win either way.
What?
In the game, they missed the +3 attrition from Saw.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I agree. That didn't really. Okay, it looks like Wedge and Gold Leader and Gold 1 are sitting at Yavin 4. I kind of like the Camino, but I think Camino's what? Like, what is their...
Well, it pulls the Twix for you. I think is the main reason you run it. I didn't quite...
I'm trying to think what the...
Oh, right, the objective pulls systems for you, yeah?
Yeah, you pay 1 to pull 1 with the objective.
That's right.
So Camino is 7. So I don't like that because... So the way that I play the Yavin 4 deck is you run Nar Shaddaa, Yavin 4, and Aquarius.
Sure.
Aquarius gives you the +3 activation. And then that way you can literally park Snap Wexley between any of those systems, and you can cancel any of the drains.
Gotcha.
Like, don't get me wrong, this is good because it's a drain 2 there,
I mean,
but
it's giving you the same generation as Aquarius without having to occupy it. Once you factor in the
I'll tell you
controls.
what, like, I don't know if he's playing it today, but I've been talking to Justin Miyashiro after Nationals. He played it in the Constellation. I've been playing that deck for like the last 2 months. I've not lost a game to Map. I've not lost a game to Shadow Collective. I've not lost a game to Bring It Before Me. The only game that I've actually lost to, outside of testing, was last night against an invasion deck. I lost by 4. Like, the deck is just super solid. It doesn't have really any bad matchups. So
Meanwhile, we're in Greg Shaw's deploy phase here. He's searching with can't quite see what that glared out.
I'm not 100% sure about that, Paul. After a few rounds, like right now, like Anthony Howard versus Brian Fred, I want to assume like those are the winners. So, like, being that there's 30 tables, the top 15 tables are going to be the winners.
Scum and Villainy comes out with the objective. The flip side
Yeah.
pulls it. Makes it immune to alter as well, I believe.
Yes, it is. Oh.
Greg did choose not to pay for the drain this turn, so you gotta figure he's saving that for us for something else.
You see Battle Plan on the table?
I don't see any cards in Tom's lost pile.
Yeah, I don't see Battle Order on the table. I mean, it would have been only a
Did he
drain of
just-
1, but
2 with the spare, no?
no, 1 because projection.
No, right projection, yeah. Space Cruiser downloads Proxima. Great character, adds a Battle Destiny and fishes more aliens out of your deck. And Jabba as well on the Space Cruiser, who I believe adds a Battle Destiny with an alien leader, which Proxima is, so.
You gotta think that Tom's not gonna go to ground.
Yeah, I mean, Java 4 Ops generally is not known for its ground presence. But like I said, Tom's known for coming up some off-the-wall decks. We'll see what he's got in store
Yeah.
for us here. So it looks like it's just 2 Battle Destiny draws at Camino for Greg, since he doesn't have 4 ability. So he's got the 2 adds, but not the natural 4 ability.
Yeah, according to our man on the site right now, Tim Simon, the only shields on the table are the grabbers. So,
Well, Battle Lord is out now.
yeah, there it
I
is.
think that must have just been a
Yeah, I
burning
mean,
fart.
with Proxima and Jabba there, I mean that's 1 Destiny because there's no pilots.
Well, Proxima adds 1 and Jabba adds 1.
No, Proxima doesn't because there's only 1 alien. There's 2 aliens. You need 3 with Proxima.
Oh, is that what she does? I thought she
Yeah.
just added Destiny. I could be misremembering the card.
Like, I would not be surprised if Tom goes down and battles that. Yeah, right here.
And 2 other aliens, you're right. I thought she just straight up added 1. Yeah, so you're right. Only 1 draw there then.
Yeah. I mean, you're immune to attrition less than 5 there.
And Tom force drains at Yavin 4, draws his Destiny, and succeeds to liberate it. So Greg's got a card stacked under there now.
And it is a drain of 2. I don't know if Greg lost a card there, but it is a drain of 2. Like, did he lose 2 cards?
Looked like only 1 to me.
Yeah, looks like he only lost the Duro.
But isn't it drain +1 once it's liberated?
Yes.
So it wasn't liberated until after the drain.
No. So
Oh, it happens before the
It
drain.
happens
then the drain
before.
counts it. Okay.
okay, disarmed was lost before it. Okay. Thank you, Tim. Tim, this is why I'm glad we have somebody in there watching and actually able to hear us, so we can figure things out.
So we can correct ourselves when we say
Yeah,
stupid
right?
things.
This is why we need a headset, like at least to hear
Well,
the
sure,
streamers.
he wouldn't be able to talk because the players would be able to hear him.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like if we had a Bluetooth headset, we can actually hook it up to here,
Mm-hmm.
and then they could just to confirm things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know Scott was going to actually talk about getting us one, but we didn't. Okay, there goes. Looks like
Gold
Gray
Squad.
Squadron 2 or
Yeah,
no, Gray Squadron 1.
Yeah, one of those guys adds 1s to 4 strains all over the place.
Yeah. Oh,
So I
Gold.
think that's who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kin and Gray Squadron. So they added Destiny. Okay, and it looks like there's another character as well on there. I can't see the character. I just saw him put it down.
I'm sure Tim will let us know shortly.
Yeah. Tim is Johnny on the spot. Oh, Admiral Radis. That's right. Okay, they move over to Nar Shaddaa. So that would be a drain plus a lot there.
Yeah, interesting. He wants no part of that space cruiser.
I mean,
Happy to just let Greg have the system for now.
it's a drain. He's draining from 1 and 1 or 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
and Greg is retrieving because of the objective.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, aim high is on there. Now both players are retrieving 1 during their turn, as long as Tom has cards in his lost pile, so he's going to put 1 out of play, retrieve 1. That's such a nice little mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in differential, that's huge.
Yeah, definitely. Every little bit counts.
Yeah, like we got Scott to get us some extra cameras this year for Worlds and everything. Like the PC went above and beyond getting all the equipment ready for us. Like they did a great job getting everything. The prize support has been amazing. As soon as we are awarded them, we'll show you the team mugs and everything from the team tournament. Okay, up there goes a controlled tunnel vision, so he cancels the drain at Camino. Okay, Greg's going to pay 1 to retrieve 1. There's Duro back into his use pile.
Flip side of the objective. Yep, and there's the disarmed we missed last turn.
Yeah. Okay. Arsing going down to the carbonate chamber. So now Greg will be able to pull resistance. So that drain of 3, possibly 4, goes down to a drain of 2.
Yeah.
Now he still stacks a
Tom's
card
got
underneath.
a lot of bonuses, yeah.
But all the bonuses will be turned off. Okay, there's an Ellis and Hinthra.
But he still doesn't have the third alien to activate Proxima's text. So he's got the ability now.
Now he does. Oh no, yeah, you're right.
I mean, the download with the smuggler download, I assume.
But yeah, you're right.
will get
Like
it
if
for him.
Greedo is reacted down there,
Well,
like
I think
this,
he's going in his reserve deck right now for the
Yeah.
smuggler download.
yeah,
so there
Wolf
you go.
comes down.
Yep. Now he's looking a lot better. The system now he's gone from 1 destiny to 3.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't like this because now like Snap is so good in Y4 ops.
Mm-hmm. He can't loses a force to cancel drain in 1 parsec.
No, you just use the force.
Oh, let's just use a force.
Like that's so good. I mean, it's once per turn, but unlike Tae Hao, who you can use multiple times in a turn as long as you have the force, but he needs to be within 1 parsec.
It's
so
like Ghana Gleamort in space.
yeah, like unless you're playing like a Tatooine or Kashyyyk, like any of those systems that are parsec 6, 7, or 8, you really can't do anything with
I
them.
mean, have we seen the list? Do we even know if Snap is in Tom's deck?
I wish we had lists. I really do.
Yeah, he might not even be running Snap. It could be a non-factor here.
Yeah, that's if they're liberated too. Yeah. Yep, and resistance has hit the table, so yeah, that drain of possibly 4 goes down to 2.
Yeah, he's
Like-
gonna save him some. Resistance is gonna do some work this game.
Like, don't get me wrong, I like Kin, but you don't need him in the deck because most of the times your opponent's going to have resistance on the table.
But those times they don't, man. You hit that
Oh
fat drain
yeah,
of 4,
yeah.
feels
oh,
good.
I'm going to drain for 4. Yeah.
It feels real good. Is that a Squadron Assault all wings combo?
Yep.
Find it unpiloted.
Probably going to go
unpiloted
try and go
ship.
get Red 5 or R2 and Red 5, so that way he can get Luke out. No, that is is BB-8 in Black 1.
Pretty handy for the map matchup.
Yeah.
Kind of just
Like that's the first ship you got to grab.
Yeah. How do you grab a ship? Oh, you mean pull it out of your deck? I thought like, it's not an interrupt.
Well, I mean, if you have like Poe in your hand and you can flash, Yeah, I mean, I know that Kin works with Wedge, but you run Hobby
Something I learned recently is Radis also cancels Destiny with Wedge.
as long as he's on a ship.
No, anytime, anywhere, on a site. He's a Rogue Squadron pilot because he says Rogue One in his game text.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's one little tidbit.
But no, I'm saying like Hobby at least has you use EPP Hobby, and then people are like, oh, I'm gonna throw this one guy down. You
He'll
go
cancel with him too.
EPP Hobby with Leia because you run Leia for the Bring It Before Me match, and you just go, I shoot you and get you off this site, like stuff like that. And he's super cheap. And the other thing is his X-wing, instead of using 3 for the X-wing cannons, is a 2. So that saves you a force there. Like, I showed Tom my deck yesterday. Okay, there's Snap Wexley in Blue Squadron 1. Like, even him is like, yeah, I like this. It's kind of cool, but you're not playing it like as my deck. I'm like, yeah, my deck's better. But he did like one of my cards.
Yours is better than Tom's?
Huh?
Yours is better than Tom's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like I said, one card that Tom did like was R3PO. You bait them with your War Room to put a spy there. Make them lose a force every turn. So good.
But he doesn't block the drain, so they're still draining you there.
That's what
So
projectiles
you're losing
for.
some forces every turn too. But I see what you're saying.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Rest
okay.
is not at a squadron pilot at a site.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm going to say,
I'm
if
wrong
there's somebody
before.
who knows everything, it's this man. Okay, but yeah, like Snap's not going to do anything. You have him 4. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a good pilot, but he doesn't do anything.
Well, not unless they're draining at Narshada.
Yeah. And that's why I don't like playing, like, Camino is good, but it's only good like in this. You don't want them to be there. You want them to be at Narshada or Yavin 4. Because even if they control Yavin 4, Haven goes to your use pile.
Unless the virtual system does that, right?
Yeah.
Proximus.
Yeah.
Checking for some more aliens.
Yeah, that's the big difference right now is that Tom is paying to drain, whereas Greg is not. And yeah, both of them are retrieving 1. Both are causing force loss of 4. Okay, there goes a Rebel artillery off the top, and it could be worse. Now, Greg decides not to grab the. It could be worse. That's interesting.
Maybe he's got it's worse in his deck.
Maybe
That's the main reason. If I don't grab it, it's usually because I'm running. It's worse.
Well, so
I can't play that card again. I dare
I
you.
will say this though: you want to bait them with stuff like that. Like you want to bait them with
yeah, that
it's
can often
worse,
be used as bait. Exactly. For,
Rebel artillery,
then Rebel artillery
all
comes
wing
out and
combo.
starts pinging you
So
every
the reason I'm
turn.
saying that is, you play 3PO and escape, and we're doomed.
Yeah,
And you
there's-
just keep looping that,
there's
and
lots
it's
of things
such
you
a
can abuse.
backbreaker.
Lots of things you can abuse if you can get them to grab a card poorly.
Yeah. Yeah, unless you can't find the Haven, yeah, you don't care about paying to drain. And there's the you'll be dead. So now Tom or Greg is gaining a paying damage with that as well.
An extra damage a turn. Changing the maths a little bit.
Yeah, Tom's in a kind of honestly, Tom's in a kind of like a little bit of a rough spot right here.
Yeah, I mean, paying the drain that's gonna give Greg the edge in the drain race for sure.
Yeah.
Unless
Well,
he's
and I mean,
able to
not
get
only
on
that, so
site.
they're both doing the same amount of damage. They're both retrieving the same amount.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But when one's
Yeah.
paying for it, that's a big difference. So Tom's either gonna
Oh,
have to
you'll be dead is in the lost
change
pile.
the
Okay.
numbers, or
Huh? Again, thanks to Tim Simon, You'll Be Dead is in the lost pile, not on table. So, yeah, that's kind of big. And you got to think that at some point Greg is going to want to try and get somebody down to that Yavin 4 War Room and start draining there for 2. I don't know. Like it is kind of hard to clear that. Uh, this, unless you're playing like Rebel leadership with the Admiral Radis, your opponent is drawing 3 Destiny right now, and all your Destiny are -1. And unless you got like Poe Dameron, you're not getting a lot of Destiny.
Yeah, not a lot of ways to add.
I
for
mean,
a
you've
deck
got
like this.
well, I mean, you've got the Hojix combo, which adds 1.
That's defensively only though.
Yeah, and I don't see any cannons on the table. Like if he had Tarn Mason, it'd be a little bit different, but you don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, even if he does have the cannons, that'd be a good start to cracking that nut there, because that takes away the 3rd alien and the 4 abilities, so it takes him back down to 1 Destiny. Like,
yeah, I mean,
cannons could definitely swing that.
You're
location.
not wrong. He's running some sort of weapon with the Rebel artillery, but I mean, yeah, in like Nick said, IG-80 can go over to the prison, retrieve 2 from that.
Yep.
So, but once he does that, that activates the 4 lock, and now Tom can start pulling a card off of that for maybe 1 or 2 turns.
Got Luke and Red 5 coming down, so there's an extra ping retrieval for Tom as well.
Yeah.
Man, looks like he's putting something else down here as well.
Yeah. 3PO. C3PO with his parts showing, so that's a good card.
Yeah, great for
you gotta
cycling.
think he's playing the Weird Doomed if he plays the 3PO.
Oh yeah. It's like you said, he's got so many bait interrupts. You know he's playing something.
Yeah, Greedo's now in the lost pile, so no react there. I think Tom is now actually set up and to be in a good spot. You know what's funny? I've actually seen the deck lists where you play both.
Alright, so he's moving Wedge
and the Kinkane or
Gray Squadron. Oh, moving everybody.
Facilitating?
Get
Can't
off
he
of my
facilitating?
planet.
I'm not sure what you mean there, Nick. I don't know, like Snap over there, which this indicates that he's got like an organized attack. So yeah, but now I'm saying that he has the 3PO and the Weird Doom. You know, he's in a little bit better of a spot because he hopefully can start looping that. The biggest thing though is
Weird Doomed requires you to get below 15. I don't think he's probably getting close to that point, but I don't think he's there yet.
no, I don't think he's there yet.
A
But
lot
what I'm
of
saying,
cards on
the
table.
biggest issue is Greg hasn't been baited into grabbing anything.
Well, I mean, yeah, smart on his part.
Yeah.
And like I said, just the fact he's not paying for battle plan is pretty significant edge for Greg Shaw right now. I'm not quite sure where the life force at. Maybe Tim can give us an estimate when he gets a chance.
And I'm allowed to change my opinions. I do it all the time. No, I don't think battle plan is the really big issue.
No, not at the moment, but once life force starts getting tight.
Yeah, Visor Vision or Voyeur, but I think if you're Tom, you want to keep stuff ready for the grabbing of the Voyeur. Okay. I'm going to.
I gotta use the pens real
All right.
badly. So
I got you covered. Don't worry.
I kind of figured you
Retrieving Greedo off the objective, it looks like. Pushing a few drains through. Greg Shaw's control phase here. And we'll see how he chooses to react to this giant Doom stack in front of him at Camino. So Tim's saying both players still have a lot of life force left, and maybe Hade has a slight edge. And I'll let you know if he chimes in about the 2 or 3 there, Berm. was Dr. Chella Afra coming down to the non-battleground war room. Just another spot that Tom can push some more damage through. Try and pull ahead in this drain race. That sure does look like a surprise assault, Nick. I think it is. Sounds like exactly the kind of thing that Tom would be running. And that's the Thrawn. Cancels weapon destinies. Going down onto the space cruiser. Checking what he does real quick. I don't even know how to spell that guy's name. There he is. Okay, so he cancels only weapon destiny draws on the starship he is piloting. Wow, bunch more guys. Shizor, Dengar, and Punishing One. Picked a fight, retrieve some force. Looks like they're tallying up some power right now. I'm not even going to try and do this mental math. Sorry, guys. I expect it probably was an organized attack. It went quick. I didn't catch it, but that would make all the ship's power +1 immune to attrition. It'd be a pretty strong card to play in this situation, so... It doesn't look like he saved enough for all his battle destinies to pay for Gold Leader. No. That was also Rebel leadership coming down, presumably to limit, so might not matter. He's only going to draw on 1 anyways, which he does have the 1 to pay for. That was a 4... a 7 and another red card, another 4 or 5, something. That's a lot of attrition. And Dengar, of course, yeah, cancels out the immunity from organized attack, so Tom is going to have to lose some stuff here. Plus, Dengar adds 1 to the total battle destiny for each ship there as well. Tim's saying Tom Haight has 34 power. And Shaw's about 19, he says. So yeah, that's gonna definitely go Tim's way. And as Nick pointed out, even though Tom doesn't have immunity, he still might not have to lose anything here because of the fact that he canceled the only destiny draw. There's no attrition value to be modified by Dengar. So yeah, Tom in fact doesn't lose a damn thing. That was a really good battle for him. Yeah, that was a bad fight for Greg. I mean, he retrieved a few cards, but he put at least 2 cards right back in lost pile, Shizor and Jabba. I mean, Tom just had so many tricks: the organized attack, the leadership. Yeah, and Greg didn't have the force to run away either, so now he's going to have to, you know, listen to that same tune all over again with Tom throwing stuff on top of it as well. And we'll see if Tom chooses to throw any more ships there. He's clearly pretty heavily advantaged in this battle as it is. Of course, we get some drains first. Still capped by resistance. And the retrieval of 1 from Luke piloting at a battleground. Oh, there's the laser cannons. Ouch. And it looks, the way his cards are stacked, it looks to me like Thrawn is on the Space Cruiser. So if the Space Cruiser, the cannons aren't going to target the Space Cruiser. It's capital cannons, only target starfighters. So I don't think either of those starfighters can be protected by Thrawn since he is not piloting them. Yeah, it looks like we've got Woof on Ellis and Hinthra, and then Dengar, of course, doesn't hold any capacity. Gestures towards Hinthra, draws a 4. With the 3/4, that should be more than enough to put that in loss pile. Just really big here. I mean, he's still got the 4 ability from Dengar to draw his natural Battle Destiny, but Proxima's no longer adding. So organized attack and a leadership, same 2 cards you drew last time. Didn't see a draw from Greg. They're clearly working something out right now. Tim's saying 31-15 is the power totals in this battle. Ouch. Hey, buddy, what's up, Queso? Glad you could join us. Wish you were here. Right back at you. Be good to be doing commentary with you. Wish you could have made it out here. So Greg just double checking his battle there, making sure he got all the forfeit covered, and actually looks like Space Cruiser. Ooh, that could be ugly. What's the Space Cruiser gonna do? It got stuck, stranded. I don't know if this was a conscious decision on Greg's part to keep the Space Cruiser, or if there was a way he could have managed the forfeit values to get everything in loss pile. Kind of thing you have to hear the table to catch. Yeah, I know. He's obviously not going to get beat down immediately, but now he's got to reinforce that thing. Yeah, fair point. Battle plan. Apparently Tom's deck is fine paying for drains, but Greg, I suppose, would rather not, especially when he's got 3 of them and they're all doing what, one apiece. It's the War Room -1. So yeah, paying 3 for drains of 1 doesn't feel like much fun. Anyways, Greg Groshaw right now, looking through his force pile, deciding which card Iggy wants to grab. So yep, it's the advantage of keeping the Space Cruise there. Like I said, I think it might become a liability in a turn or two. We'll see, but at least right now he's still got battle plan covered, so not paying for these pings of drains. Second game here. How you doing, Kieran? Round 2. First game we saw Justin Desai defeat Connor Britton, I believe. Stubbly. Man, Tom just keeps drawing those same 2 cards. Another 12. Oh, that was the counter assault. There it is. And that was on, he was drawing a couple cards. So it must have been the War Room drain. So that's 12-7. Brutal. Peeling 5 cards. Awesome. I'll have to catch up with you about that sometime, Kieran. I'd love to swap stories. All right, so the Stinger is one form. The backup for the Space Cruiser is taking this turn, going down to Narshada, which presumably is where the Space Cruiser is heading shortly as well. Stinger does have ability right now, but Lily 2 permanent pilot can be suspended by throwing Guri on there for free. Yeah, surprise assault, counter assault. I constantly switch the. I call you cannot hide forever insight all the time. I figure you guys know what I'm talking about. Apologies if it confuses anybody. So yeah, Space Cruiser moves to Narshada. Iggy hops over to the prison to drop the captive in there, retrieve two, once per captive, with the text on the site. Pulls him back out so he can keep doing his force pile searches. Tom did a draw phase retrieval with the objective and got that surprise assault right back into his use pile there. If you're able to give us a count on life force, I'd certainly appreciate it for one, Tim. At least an estimate. I know it's hard to get exact numbers unless the guys ask for it themselves. A little bit of 3PO action, doing some cycling. Oh, Tom did it. Broke his activation up to 3PO. So there was a very specific card, probably the counter assault, if I had to guess, that he just picked back up there. Tom, of course, a top-notch tracker. He's was it the walkling he retrieved with? Okay, yeah, it could have been the walkling he retrieved with. I don't know this objective very well. I thought maybe the backside of the objective gave you a draw phase retrieval. But yeah, he did retrieve the surprise assault one way or another. I'm not sure what that was. It would be unprecedented, Queso, but we all know Tom performs better when he's wearing his orange Rebel flight suit. We'll see if he can still perform with the handicap of not having it here. All right, so Tom's moving on to the move phase and spends 4 force to chase over to Narshada. It's interesting he commits his whole fleet there. Like one school of thought is that you could leave a few guys behind so that he has nowhere to run to, or wherever he goes, you've already got ships there, and you can throw your HCF or whatever on top of those guys to make sure you clear them out of space. But yeah, it's the retrieval, Luke Farm Boy. So Tom still just contemplating his move draw phase actions here. Getting close to passing the turn back to Greg.
So besides the surprise assault, what did I miss?
Some pretty rough battles for Greg in space. He's almost got nothing left in space. And looks like a imbalance was played on the, was it the draw phase retrieval there from the objective, Nick? Um,
Okay, so you're switching.
Dan's joining us again.
Yeah, I had to go take care of some important business. Uh, quick update on the other players that are going inside. Justin Miyashiro is currently 2-0. He just beat Hayes Hunter.
Oh, good for him. Hayes is a tough opponent.
So
No, sorry, Kieran. I haven't had a chance to walk around the game room and take a measure of things. Um,
that's what Aglis is for.
yeah. We'll see if Tim wants to take.
Yeah, that's what
take a stroll.
Tim Simon is for.
Oh, my mic is not working.
Yep, Dan's mic is doing some stuff. Tim gave us a little update a little while ago. Pretty close in life force still. About both players around 20.
Just
I think it's Streamlabs, so give me a few.
You can't hear either of us now.
Okay, everything's good. So you can hear me? Okay, so yeah, our Streamlabs is being a little bit laggy.
Oh yeah, this chat's way behind. I
Yeah.
was looking at the wrong one. Uh,
Blub blub. Um, yeah, Streamlabs. We've been having Streamlabs issues all day. I think it's time to upgrade the computer or something. How about now?
Alright, so Greg's turn here looks like is where we're at. Guri, I believe that is, was added to the Stinger, who, I mean, takes away his 4 ability since she suspends the pilot, but the ship itself does add a destiny now.
Okay, how is my mic right now?
IG-88 rejoins the rest of the party at the audience chamber after his quick little trip to the dungeon. Little snack run.
Plus some kids at the pool.
Mm-hmm. Draws a couple, recirculates, passes the turn back to Tom, who's got a pretty sizable stack of cards in his hand, it looks like. Yeah, he activated and still has about 4 or 5 cards left in reserve deck. Peeking at 2, taking 1 in the hand with 4 luck since Greg's been occupying the war room for some time now.
Yeah. Okay. Now I should be better. Like I said, our Streamlabs is currently giving us a little bit of issues. Unfortunately, there's really nothing we can do here.
On the edge.
I think it's a good card.
No code clearance in play either. So, unsurprisingly, I mean, I didn't see the card. I'm just assuming it was the leadership. Oh, it wasn't. He only paid 4. It was a 5, so he drew 4 cards.
Tom is bringing out all the
only 3.
the rando stuff.
And then 1 to retrieve the on the edge with Luke, basically turn it into a used interrupt. See if Shaw retroactively puts that. Yeah, he's digging for his code clearance now, I think. Projective makes him spend a couple extra on the force drain. But Tom's still more than happy to spend those force, get Greg Shaw's life force down a little bit lower. So yeah, now he's moving again. Looks like he's not moving the whole fleet this time.
No, it really
Just
doesn't
a
need
couple
to.
of ships. So that's what he did last time. I was kind of sort of not questioning the decision, just musing on it. But I felt like leaving a ship or 2 behind might not have been the worst plan. But
No.
as somebody pointed out, he is pretty vulnerable to Zuckuss right now as well. And by splitting his fleet up